Yo guys, welcome to the video. This is Josh or Milky. Find me on Twitch or YouTube at MilkyBK_. And in today's video, we're going to go over some news. Today we got the announcement of the announcement of the announcement. And I love announcements, so that means that I'm in full swing preparing for next league. And if you're anything as close to as prepared as I like to be for the next league, whether it be to your league start or how you're going to progress, then this video is for you. Enjoy. So since the announcement of the announcement of the announcement, I decided that today I would start my league start preparations. I put together a build that I know I'm going to be playing. I always choose the same one. And just to make it very clear at this point, I'm not going to tell you what build to play. I'm not going to recommend what build to play. I am going to go over the choice that I make. But this is for the person that has already chosen their league starter and wants to know how to best prepare it. So if that's you, keep watching. And I'm going to go over one of my tips in order to allow you to better plan your PoE league starter. And it's gonna start off with trusty Google Chrome. Maybe you've got Firefox, whatever you use. Go to poe.ninja. This is a very good website. I'll have it linked below. It allows you to scout the economy, see how much things are worth. But what we're on here for today is this build section, and there's a very handy thing they added to it. It's been here for a couple of leagues, but it's a very useful tool that I actually use quite frequently in order to prepare for my league start. And it's this snapshotting aspect right here. So you can literally rewind time, zoom straight back to day one, see what people are doing day one. So for example, me personally, I'm going to play Freezing Pulse Totems with a gem swap into Ice Spear. I'm going to do some Shaper Guardians, I'm going to be bossing, so I need to know just how little I can get that done with. And in order to do that, I rewound time, I use my magical powers to go back in time to day one of the league, and I type into this search engine right here, Freezing Pulse. You select Freezing Pulse. All right, what were people doing? The highest one was a Hierophant. Obviously, we all know Grimro. It was Grimro. And what was he at? And you can check out his gear. Now, this is brilliant, right? Because it shows you what you can go for, whether it's day one, day two. Depends how fast you are. For me, this is what I'll be aspiring to hit in the day one, just because I'm, I've played the game enough and I can go quite fast. If you're not as fast, it's still a useful tool because you'll be able to benefit from seeing what these people are using. It doesn't just show you items and gems. It shows you their skill tree. It shows you their jewels. It shows you every link, where they've got them socketed. You can also use this tool right here if you go to show passive heat map. So if you wanted to plan out your skill tree, the orange, yellow, and red colors represent the most commonly taken points. And then the green, blues, they're the more like debatable points, I guess. And so it's incredibly useful in that regard because it allows you to see what people are working with, like the best players, right? The fastest ones. But not only that, you can then go on their character and see how they chose to progress it, which is the important point. So you can go from day one. Okay, I already know this, right? I've done this build. I know that this is very achievable day one. You can look at his stats, how he's managed to balance it, and you can also see the progression. So if we click onto day two, boom, completely different build. It updates. Grimro had quite the day two by the looks of it. Picking up in its Zeri's Reflection, very expensive. 2 Essence Worms, a Coward's Legacy, again, very expensive. He's 6 linked his Soul Mantle. And that allows me to understand what kind of progression I go through. Now, I'm not Grimro, I'm not playing in a group, I'm not going to have access to the same items he is as Quick. I'm just not that good. But what I can do, I can show you guys my experience this league. If we go to day two, day one I actually slept. We'll go to day two, and here we go. So quite similar. My day two is basically his day one. Some rare ones, some 5-link Soul Mantle, my jewels. But I can look at this, right? I can say, okay, so what did I do differently? And in this case, incorrectly, as I know it was incorrect because I've since learned a lot more about the build. I've played this build a lot, but I'm always learning about it. So I can go from day three, say, oh, so at this point I jumped onto Maverick's Veil setup instead of going for the shield. I would be doing this again. And basically the goal here is to see what items, how your character can progress through each day. So I can do this all the way up to day 6. As you can see, this is starting to look very finished. I've got my Temple Gloves, 6-link Soul Mantle, Virides. We go into week 1. The build's looking pretty finished, right? Watcher's Eye, 20% self-flagellation. You can see what I mean. You can see that natural progression. So if you've already chosen a build, this is a very good tool that will allow you to understand how you get your character from A to B and you start progressing it. Because you can see 801k there. From what essentially was 190k, and you can do that for absolutely any skill gem in the game. If we go back out, we'll just reload it here. Maybe you're a Toxic Rain person, you go to Toxic Rain, day 1, boom. What was this guy doing day 1? What was he up to? Freak Doozy. He was up to no good, that's what I know. Look at this, he's got some red gloves here. Don't know if that base is important, but you get the picture, right? You can see how he progressed from day one into the later days. Actually, it looks like he stopped playing his character, but you see what I mean. It allows you to understand how to take your character from being day one with no investment into week one, week two, and then obviously you'll be hitting all the strategies that I'm going to be sharing with you in order to make currency. And then you'll also be able to transition that into maybe your next character. I'll be sharing loads of currency strategies on how you can prepare for your second character, how you can go about choosing your second character, how you can get that coveted headhunter. A few people commented that on my last video. But I hope this helps. This is a very useful tip that I've been using in order to prepare for my next league start. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.